Hello, my name is Hudson. I am a sophomore at Oakland University, and I'm currently studying abroad in Kansai Gaidai as my sophomore year to experience the rest of the world before I get locked in medical school. And just maybe just have a lot of fun. This is my bi-daily kind of departing memento to keep all my days in order and maybe inspire someone else to travel abroad because I highly recommend it. Hello. Today was super big and a lot of fun, but I'll go through to yesterday first. Um, Yesterday was Friday, and it was my because actually yesterday was actually quite frustrating in comparison. I had my Japanese class, which was fine. I had a quiz on the rest of my vocabulary words. I studied the wrong words, which sucks because I was thinking about the words that point, like kore and sore and like doko and stuff like that. Turns out we were supposed to be working at the rest of the vocabulary words that were for forming the rest of the sentence instead of like the thought behind it. So like which is and what is, but in place of that we were supposed to be looking at the things that we would actually be talking about. So you have library, you have post office, you have pen, change, coinage. What I don't even know the word for coin, even though I've been or money, even though I've been told it. How much, bank, convenience store, majors still mess me up. I thought Kizai was art, it's economics. It's just vocabulary that's memorized that I failed to. So that was that. And then the rest of the day we learned more we went over other question words. So dare, and then dare no, and then do, dochi. Dochi, we learned dochi. Dare, dare no, and dono. Dono. Dono is followed by a noun. So it's dare no. But dare is who, dono is whose, and then dare no, dono is which, but it refers to a word in the sentence. So if you have dono pen, dono pen wa Hadosen-san desu ka? Which pen is Hudson's? Which pen is mine? Technically, they're both mine, but that's the question. So you have to. It's dono precedes a noun specifically, but if you just say which one is yours, just one, you're like one of these things. It'd be like kore wa watashi dono no of the dono. So regardless, regardless, doke is like which one, and then dare is who, and dare is who. Dare no is whose. That was yesterday morning. I came back to my room. I got to the gotcha thing again because I'm a sucker. I really, really wanted the poster, but it wasn't there. So I got a hand towel, but I'm using it more as a banner right now because I don't have a use for a hand towel, and it looks really good. That quality actually transfers very, very well onto my laptop because the fuzz cancels out the fuzz of the fabric, so it looks animated. That's really cool looking, actually. So that's what I got yesterday. And then after, I'm using a book to hold it up as a banner on my nightstand. After that, after I hung out here, I did the mind map for my Eastern medicine class the day before, and my medicine class actually really, really frustrated me. It was a circle roundabout way to continue talking about our professor's original field of study. Our reading actually was on his study first, not to mention his work. He cited himself, which I know you can do as a professor, and if you're smart enough to do it, go for it. But to make us read it, a little frustrating. So, and then his lecture tied very little into it, and it was just a roundabout way of talking about the same thing. A lot of blanket statements, and then whenever I asked a question, it was responded with, it varies case by case. A little frustrating. I don't like sociology. I really don't. I probably wouldn't have taken this class if I had known that it wasn't. If I had known it was going to be sociology. But I'm holding out. I'm hoping that it's going to get, better, but also that it's going to be Eastern medicine treatments and more traditional treatments, and not just the sociology behind it, because this sucks. So I'm banking on that. But today, I woke up pretty early, so we could have time to go, and I forgot to ask him if I could use his name. Whatever. My Israeli friend and I showed up at the bus stop, took the bus down to the station, the train station, got on the train station to go to Kyoto, showed up in Kyoto, and then we met up with his friends. Turned out to be 4 other people that we were meeting there, all of them from Israel. And we went into the convention from there. Three floors worth of stuff there. I knew nothing, like next to nothing. The only thing that I recognized was a My Hero Academia poster. The only reason that was up was to advertise their new season coming out, but it was a history of anime that kind of circled. It was a pretty big booth. You could walk through it, but it was a history of anime that started in like 1960, and stuff just started popping up, and it was kind of like a big loop of just big anime, supposedly, and then it wound its way back around to being an ad, because the trailer pictures, this opening, kind of what's the word I'm looking for? The thumbnail for the new season of My Hero Academia was the last piece of like an anime history or whatever. So, ad. There wasn't a whole lot of cool stuff. It was more of a display than it was an actual convention. So my conclusion was that in America, or in Israel, as it was described to me, it's not like a commodity. So everyone goes nuts when there are people there and stuff happens, because it's not a common occurrence. It's like a video game or an anime convention. But in Japan, it's more common. So everything is kind of mundane to them. There are people dressing up. There's still costumes and cosplay, and there's still stuff like that. And I'm glad I went. But if I'm going to go next one, I might actually go to an American one next, because as much as I thought the Japanese conventions would be big, I probably didn't go to the right one. I don't know when that would be, though. So the next one I go to, pardon me. The next one I go to might end up being an American one, because I feel like they would do it to more what I'm expecting it is, without having to actively search for the big anime convention they would have here, undoubtedly in Tokyo. So, yes. That was the ground floor that we went into. The bottom floor was kind of creepy, if I'm being honest. I don't know if anyone knows what, My Dress Up Darling is, but in it, there's a scene where people just start taking pictures of a person who is in cosplay. Okay, which is kind of cool. Like, yeah, you take pictures of the costumes or whatever. But then there's a line. And the same thing happened today on the bottom floor. There was a line of people taking pictures. There's tons of lines of people taking pictures of like 6 people in total. Just they're against the backdrop. You kind of just like just six people, just against the wall, and then there were pews of people standing to take pictures of them, and they were just saying they were like posing and everything, and it was kind of weird. It was kind of creepy. Kind of scared me a little bit because who you don't know this person, and you're in line to take a picture of them to digitalize forever. So that was that. But not only were the people required to have a license of some sort, only people who are like genuinely allowed to take pictures were allowed to take pictures. Some person came over to me. There was me, and then the guy that I went there showed up with, and the guy that I just met. There were only three guys on a little trip today. Some woman approached us and asked if she could take a picture of us because we all had the. I wanna go off screen and put this on. We had all three of us had this on. Like a walking advertisement, and I ripped it. It makes me sad, but I don't want to rip it. This is the alternative to it looking like this. So I'm gonna do the rest of my video like this and have Pikachu ears. Um, so she came up to us and actually like asked for. She had a pamphlet. She had an Instagram QR code. She had a big old camera. She was legit. She walked up to us with a purpose, and she got our picture. And all of us, being doofuses and a bunch of dudes, just rocking a Pikachu hat, arms folded like we're about to drop some sick poker raps. But nope, just a bunch of doofuses in cardboard hats. It's good fun. It really is. It's a lot of fun. And then one of the girls in the troop showed up with like her own camera to take a picture of us, and then she was yelled at. Not like yelled at, but she was like told like you can't take pictures in here because she's unauthorized to. So I didn't know that because as someone who doesn't speak Japanese, I didn't really hear her talking to her lecture. But it's gonna be a way to make this look even better. Oh yeah, that's one of them. I can just make a little crown. Nope. Whatever. So that happened, but now I have 7 seconds of illegal footage on my phone because I just took a video, kind of panned over real quick, and then just walked out. So that was after I got my picture taken. Now I have proof of creepy people. There were some cool Demon Slayer costumes in there. There was the uh, there was the donut, and then there was the love pillar. It was Rengoku, the donut, yeah, and then the love pillar with the pink hair. The new Hashira for the training in the Sword Village training arc. So I saw her again. I saw those two again later, but that was not until that was after went to the third floor. So we went from the bottom floor, second bottom, ground level, bottom floor, and then we went to the second level. Second level is where things get interesting because we walked in. That's where I first saw the My Hero Academia advertisement billboard thing. And we were wandering around. There was kind of like a little mini gift shop. There was more like aisles that you could peruse in the back, very very back of the warehouse that we were in, the convention center, multimedia center or whatever it was. And there were there was like related things to what they were displaying. I didn't know anything what they were displaying, so not in my court. So, but we were walking around, and I had this is like moments after I had met one of the more fluent in Japanese Israeli citizens. The three girls that I met today all live in Kyoto, so one of them that I happened to run into was I was just talking to her moments before we were approached by two other people. One of them with a microphone, the other one with the camera, and now I'm propaganda. I was recorded for a TV show today, talking about my experience in Japan, talking about my experience in a convention, why I'm here. Just I don't know. It took like 5, 7 minutes. They talked to me. They turned off the camera. Like, thank you for your time, and walked away. Then they asked me about Pokemon because I had the stupid hat on. They asked me about. It took a little longer because I had to speak, and then the woman had to translate. So it was. They were asking me questions about why I'm here. They asked me their convention before. How do I like the convention? How do I like my time in Japan? Why I came to Japan, what I'm studying, am I a student? Do I go to school in Kyoto? And I said, no, I'm in Kantai Gaidai. I was on TV, or I'm going to be on TV, or on a website of something, but they recorded me for something, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, that happened. We left shortly afterwards. The other guy that I met today got a kitsune mask. And then we kind of left. We went to a restaurant. We had to go through like 5 restaurants to. We went through like 5 restaurants to find something that we could all eat at. One of us was a vegetarian, and ends up that I was right next to her and ate beef. So hope I didn't offend her. I didn't think about that until now. But my I have like a plate of hash beef rice. Hashed beef rice was the title of my meal. It was very, very tasty. It was gravy, there was onions, uh, there was beef, and there was a lot of rice. It was a big plate. I was full. Um, oh my gosh, I keep missing. Before we went to the restaurant, there was a time that we just kind of sat outside watching. We went across the street, and there's another kind of open theater section that there were people in costume that were just performing and they were singing, and we saw characters from all different kinds of shows that were dancing and just singing and performing. They all look like they're having a lot of having a lot of fun, a good time. We got to see people from, people dressed up as Jujutsu Kaisen characters, so that was fun. They danced to 2 songs that I recognized, one to one that I did not recognize. That was the first one, but they danced to Yasobi, Driving into the Night, and then the actual opening for Jujutsu Kaisen. So that was fun. The other ones were kind of weird. The The ones that were more singing was definitely not for me. The ones that were dancing and actually performing were more my style because the singing was done by cosplayers. It was a little pitchy, but I don't have the balls to do it. So, props to them. Found a restaurant, ate. It was nice. Walked back, said goodbye. We met up with someone just walking around, another person from Israel, and we met them, and then they broke off after we had eaten together. But we then two guys and I split off with the girls. They went back to their home in Kyoto. We were actually in Kyoto. So two guys and I walked past the train station to an arcade called Round One, and it was super awesome. There was 4 stories. The bottom one was more gotcha related and kind of luck of the draw, stupid stuff, stupid addicting stuff. There were only a couple figures in there that I really wanted, but I, there's no hope for me in that avenue. No, I don't have the patience, money, or luck to get anything good. So we did stuff on the other 2 floor, the bottom floor and the top floor. We kind of avoided because the top floor was darts, bowling, and another kind of the piano tiles game. And we didn't really have the time for either of those. But the middle 2 floors were more games, like arcade games. The third floor was where we hung out the most, and that was the main kind of game section. We played there was a drum game. There was another kind of Simon Says kind of tap the paddle to the Beat Saber, but you're punching a screen kind of thing. So that was super fun. But the other one that we played was, and this is after the other guy had left, so it was just me and the friend that I showed up with was we played Mario Kart, but like in person. So we actually got to steer, got to drive, and I smoked him both times, all 4 laps. Apparently, I know how to use a clutch in Mario Kart, so I got that going for me. But on our way back from the arcade, we passed a Baskin Robbins. He was like, I kind of feel like ice cream, and we ran into. Okay, so first we ran into Baskin Robbins, which is pretty cool. I got to show him that. But right before that, right before? No, it was after. No, was it when? Where were we doing this? It was after. Okay, after Baskin Robbins, we walk out and started walking on the street, and we hear drumming and singing. My first get thought was like, okay, performing arts event center. I thought like immediately Western. Nope, there's a protest. I have a couple videos of it, and it was kind of funny actually. First of all, the drummer was absolutely a gift. A gift. He had a good beat going down. He was controlling the marching. He was just cruising. I'm not sure he was singing, but he had a stick and a big old what's the word, snare drum, and he was going nuts. But I asked my friend because he can understand a little bit, but apparently there was an assassination a couple months ago of the prime minister. I didn't know that. This is what I get for not doing homework about the country that I'm going to visit. But there was an assassination, and now people that don't like him, owie, people that didn't like him are not too happy with the idea of paying for his funeral. So they're demanding either a tax return or for the event, like his funeral, to be a private event versus a public event. So whatever they're asking for, I hope they get it because they had good music. Yeah. And there was an old man that was walking around with like a karaoke machine, like a microphone and just a big old speaker attached to his hip. So yeah. And then we waited for the bus, and then the train, and then I got to stand up on the entirety of the way home because everyone else was either asleep in their chairs or just not getting up until we had to get up. So then we got on the bus, came back here, and here I am. So yeah, I was planning on maybe doing this tomorrow, but I figured that I'd forget yesterday, considering it's already. No, I still have a quarter. It's a quarter to midnight. I'll probably go to bed right after this. I'm sleepy. I'm actually really, really sleepy. So I don't have any cool stuff to show off. I wish I did. I have a Ruby ice pack. I got that. I didn't get anything for being filmed twice today. And everybody wants a picture of me, which is awesome and something that I wasn't expecting. But I'm here for it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's all I've got. I really feel like there's something should be something else. I got a hat. I got a cool hat. I got a cool fan. An Equalex Online Fest 2022, September 24th. About it. But yeah, that's all for me for today. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. It's 24.5 minutes. So yeah, thank you. I'll see you in 2 days ish, probably. Oh, other big news. There's a typhoon. There's a big storm coming our way. That's going to be from. It's supposed to be. It hit tomorrow. It hit today on the southern part of Japan. And it's crawling up the entirety of the northern face between tomorrow and Monday. Category 5 hurricane. Yay! No, I looked it up already. Hurricanes and typhoons are the same thing. They're just labeled differently depending on where you are in the world. Category 5 hurricane is the same thing as a violent typhoon. Same thing. I have a violent typhoon. It's Typhoon Naborana. Nana Banana. Typhoon Nana Banana. Sorry, Nana. Yeah. Typhoon headed our way. I'm right in the middle of it. That's pretty cool. I've never been in a typhoon before. I can get a t-shirt that says I survived wind. I'm going to get that blanket right there. That blanket right there. And I'm going to parachute my way to China. Or Korea. Or Northern Japan. Which one do I want to see more? Probably just Northern Japan. Because that way I can still, use my visa and say, please take me back to this place. I'll have my school ID. I need to go. So, yeah, we have a Category 5 hurricane heading our way. Heading my way. Because our is kind of referring to the U.S. and I'm no longer in the U.S. So. And today marks, in about 15 minutes, the first official month is over. I get to celebrate one heck of a windstorm. So yeah, officially 1 month today. By the time this video goes up tomorrow. Weird. Oh. And it'll be another day tomorrow. I don't know, I'll probably doing homework tomorrow. And then Monday. Depends on if they let me go to campus. Oh no, I have school here. I have class here. We'll see what happens. Hope I have enough food. I have chicken nuggets I'll eat. It'll be fine. I've jogged this on for long enough. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you more later. And yeah, have a good day, good night, whenever you see this. Enjoy life. Just enjoy life as it is. Don't go around. I'm not going to preach. Good night. Arigato.